Okay guys, no bloopers today. This is Rajo, the controversial author, and today's topic is going to be titled, Dear President. Now, I have high regards for the president. I think very highly of him. I've followed his progress for many years, and I made even my brothers follow the election because I felt like they was going to get a spark of light in their life. And to a degree, I feel like President Obama did that for some people, for many people. He sparked something in them. And the thing is, I think that he was elected mainly because people wanted to show the world that we had risen above racism and bigotry and the way we look at each other, and that we are one nation under God and indivisible. However, through the course of time, as we can see, it doesn't always work out the way we plan. Now, President Obama may have made some mistakes, but when it comes down to it, haven't they all? And sometimes you want to leave racism out of things, and you want to leave race out of the situation. And sometimes it has no place in a situation, I'll be honest. But in this particular case, we have to look at race. Because just like it said in the movie A Time to Kill, but what if, imagine she was white? It's the same situation. Some of the scrutiny he's been getting is somewhat race-related in some senses. Don't get me wrong, has he made some mistakes? Yes, by all means. But if I think back on a couple of presidents, I guarantee you nothing compared to the stuff that they did. And to this day, we still feel the stings of mistakes that they made, and yet we do not crucify them. Now, I feel like when it comes down to it, the way this Republican thing going, I'm going to read you an excerpt from this book, The Answers, the Lost Book of Knowledge from the Garden of Eden, and of course, written by myself, Rajo. But I want to read you an excerpt in a chapter called The Minority Report, chapter 10. And that is dealing with every race and dealing with why we act the way we do in our various races. And so anyway, I'm going to read this one little excerpt in here, and bear with me. Keep in mind, I always will say I am not a good reader. So you have to go and give me a little extra time on that one. Give me a second. And while I'm looking for this page, I will say to you that you can always follow me on Facebook or YouTube under Rajo the Writer. And you always feel free to leave me any notes, any comments, or what have you. I'm always glad to hear from you. Okay, I found this excerpt I want to read to you. It's midways in the chapter 10, The Minority Report. And basically, I'm going to just read to the part that affects where the presidency is right now, where the president is right now. Okay, bear with me again. I'm not the greatest reader, but here we go. It says, one never feels strong when they have been weakened. They had to watch their women be placed higher than them by their owners. He admired her beauty too. The leader cannot lead when he is made to feel irrelevant. He feels the same today as his woman has a greater chance of being the breadwinner than he. They are executives and office managers. Even when they are weak, they appear strong. All the while, he still fights the fight that he has been fighting since this whole thing began. He achieves status, and yet he still never feels equal. Always working harder than the next man just to prove that he belongs. If he were a black president, he would always feel like he has to negotiate with his Republican counterparts, all the while they are trying to throw him off of his game. Without a mate by his side to share the load of life with him, he is lost. The single millionaire without someone to love will lose their way. An African American woman is a victim from the day she is born. She has to live through the challenge of being a woman, a witness to the struggles of man, a piece of paper without a stone to hold it down will blow in the wind. she is a rock for a man. And we're going to stop right there. Obviously, I delved a little into Michelle Obama and the role that she has played in his life. Now you see where we're going with this. You know, we're not trying to go back in time. Nobody's trying to relive racism or, relive slavery or anything to that nature. However, you have to trace all of the activities of the races back to the history of time. And that it just goes to show that even though that took place many years ago, it's still relevant today. I can assure you, in a different day and time, you probably would have seen that same man say that, hey, you're either going to roll or we're going to just roll over you. And not trying to say it in a kind of derogatory manner, but in other words, he's going to dig in deeper. He's going to dig in harder, and he'll say, fight the fight even stronger, and make them understand, hey, I'm not playing your game. Once people see you're not playing their game, they tend to be a lot more flexible. But you have to do that through strength. The president has strength, but sometimes, every now and then, a man can be weakened. And that's all we're going to talk about today. And I want to thank y'all for coming out, and I appreciate it. And of course, you know, we're going to have many more videos to come. And again, you can follow me on YouTube and Facebook under Rajo the Writer. All right, I'll get at you. Take care.